Hey guys, this is your Captain speaking. Welcome back to another episode. Now, you may be wondering, Captain, what the heck is going on? Why do you have a video on Saturday? That doesn't make any sense at all. And you would be right. Honestly, completely right, because normally I don't. But these are going to be special videos that I'm going to post. Not every week, but probably every other week, or maybe not even that. It depends mainly on you guys, and here's what I mean. These videos are going to be something special. As most of you already know, I'm a form of Christian called Adventist, or specifically Seventh-day Adventist. And we can get more into that later. But before you click off, because I know there's going to be somebody who's like, oh, he's pushing his Christian ideals on me, and I get it. I really do, because as much as I hate to say it, and I wish I didn't have to, a lot of Christians do push their ideals on people. I mean, maybe there's other religions that do it too, but I feel like Christians do it a lot. It's because there's a lot of people out there, and I'm not saying that in all seriousness, I might have done this before too, and if I ever have, it was never intentional, but I'm not without fault, you know? But there are people out there that will be like, well, I'm holier than thou. Like, I'm a Christian, and therefore I'm better. And that's not the way that we should be. I don't think that's the way we should be. And so these videos are going to be basically looking at my life. Just telling stories from my life, basically. And seeing where my God, has impacted my life. And why I think he's significant, and why I think my faith is significant, at least to me. And from there, I mean, that's up to you to judge. But if there's anything that you want to know about me, or you want to know my thoughts on life, it doesn't have to be religion. But you want to know my thoughts on life, it will, I will warn you right now, it will most likely loop back to religion. Because a lot of my thought process in a lot of things, philosophy-wise, not always, I wouldn't say that's always the case, but a lot of the times it loops back to the Bible and to God, for me. So a lot of the times it will loop back to that, but feel free to ask me anything. I know we've gotten into topics like this before on the live streams, and those are always fun for me. I enjoy having like a civilized conversation with people about this sort of stuff. It's just fun to see other people's mindsets, and share my own, you know? And I feel very much like I'm being called to do so. So, we're here now, and I'm doing it. Despite the fact that I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited. Because this is something new, and something that I'm looking forward to interacting with you guys on, answering questions that you guys might have to the best of my abilities, and just trying to be a good role model and stuff, like I am in the other videos too, but here, I feel like it's more personal, you know? So, with that, let's start this video off. Well, I guess we've kind of already started it, but you know what I mean. Let's start this series off, I guess, with a story. And it's going to be my personal testimony. So basically, for those who don't know, a testimonial is typically what you would call somebody's conversion story. Normally, I'm not saying testimonial always means that, but in this instance, that's what it means. The reason why I say that is because this story is very personal to me. Alright, so let's start the story off. So, I grew up in a really amazing and wonderful family. I have a wonderful, awesome sister and a mom and a dad. I mean, you would hope I would have a mom and a dad, considering I am existing. But in all seriousness, yeah, they're an amazing family, and I love them to death. And I'm really, really blessed, and really happy. In fact, honestly, I considering that I could have been a lot worse in some cases. And I'm saying that because I know that people don't always have it as good off as I had it growing up. And even as good off as I have it now, I've been very blessed in life. I am very thankful and appreciative. But there was a time when I was growing up, and this is why I'm saying this testimony will be shorter, because I'm not going to get into every aspect of my life in general. Basically, I grew up as an Adventist, and as an Adventist, we believe in the Saturday as the seventh day, as the Sabbath day to worship God and stuff. and to be connected with him. It is a special day. It's the day that God rested after he created the world. And so we believe in that, and we believe in Jesus Christ coming to die for our sins and to save us, so that, we can be with him someday, because he wants us and he loves us. And I knew about that as a kid. I knew about all the Bible stories with Noah's Ark and, Elijah and all those different people. But I guess it never really connected to me as a kid for some reason. I'm not saying that I didn't believe in Jesus or any of that stuff. I'm just saying it was kind of like, oh, Jesus existed. That was cool. Woo, cool. Jesus could heal people. Great. Awesome. I'm going to go play with my toys now. My nice little Buzz Lightyear action figure that I had. Good. That sounds fun, right? So that's what I would do instead. And so, when you grow up Adventist or just Christian in general, typically you learn to pray normally, and I did too. But my prayer would always be the exact same thing. I would go through the same repetition every time. It would just be I don't remember exactly how it would go. It'd be kind of like, oh, dear God, thank you for the day. Thank you for my mom and my dad. Thank you that I got to play with my toys. And then it would go into a list of please be with these people. So please be with my grandma and my grandpa. Please be with my friend who he's sick and he needs help. And it would just be this exact same prayer every single time. And oftentimes, there was no thought put into it at all. There was no connection. And for those who are Christian and have a relationship with God, you will know, or at least I hope you will, that when we talk to God, we should talk to him like a friend, because he wants to be our friend. He loves us. He really does. And he wants to just talk to us. He wants to be a part of our lives. And so to go through a repetition and not actually make a connection like that, it would be like going up to your friend and being like, hey man, what's up? How's it going? And then talking about the exact same thing every single day. Just going up to him at one time throughout every day, the exact same time every day, and being like, hey, do you remember that one thing we talked about yesterday? Let's talk about that again, except have no deflection into any other part of the conversation. It would be a really boring friendship. And that's what I had as a kid. And so because of that, I kept growing up that way. And basically, I guess what I would say is, once I ended up getting older, I kind of lost that some. I was still praying, but it was even more so not connected to anything. It was just kind of whatever. I it's not that I didn't care, but I was just okay, cool. And I ended up falling into a depression during that time too. This was around my freshman year of high school. So basically, during that time, I hit a depression period, and it started off fine, and didn't start off fine. Depression isn't okay, guys. If you are dealing with depression, please seek help from somebody. It is a dangerous thing. Depression really is. It can really mess you up. It doesn't have to be even suicidal stuff. Depression can just mess you up in general with your life. It can make you a lot less productive, a lot less happy, obviously. You won't want to interact with people that normally you would have wanted to. It makes you not care about things that normally you would have cared about too, and it's just dangerous. If you are struggling with that, please, because I've struggled with it too. Not just that one time in 9th grade. It's just something that happens sometimes, and you need to talk to someone. Find a friend. Go see a doctor who is specifically for that, especially if you're really struggling with it, especially if you're going through a suicidal phase, because it is not good, and I would hate to see any of you hurt, or just to lose one of you guys. I know that sounds very silly, because I don't actually know you all in person, but that doesn't mean I don't care about you any less, and I don't want to see anyone getting hurt. But anyways, I full on digressed. So I went through a depression period, and it kept getting worse and worse. And for those who have had depression before, you'll know that can happen if you don't actually talk to someone about it and you keep it bottled in. And that's what I was doing. I wasn't really talking to God about it. I wasn't talking to my family about it. I wasn't talking to my friends about it. I would put on a face. I'd say, today I am happy. Like, this is my face. And inside, I was more like, oh my gosh, I just don't even want to do anything. And it got to the point where I had become suicidal, in all seriousness. I didn't ever act on it, luckily. I'm really, really thankful I didn't. And the reason being is because as a kid and even now, I typically am a pretty concerned person with other people. At least I like to think that I am. And the main reason why I think that, at least about the past, if not now too, is that my whole reason that I didn't ever tried anything suicidal was because I was scared that if I did something, I would end up hurting the people around me, and that just wasn't okay with me, and somehow that kept me on, and that's really dangerous. Again, if you are having these thoughts, please go see someone, because it's really dangerous. And I, again, don't want to see anyone I don't want to see anyone fall away. I don't want to see anyone disappear on it. That would be really sad. But yeah, so I was going through a depression period, and it got to a suicidal point, and things were really bad. I'd gotten in my head for some reason. I was like, yeah, nobody cares about me, which is a blatant lie. It was at the time, and it still is now. And I was like, yeah, if nobody cares about me, why am I here? What's the purpose? And I had no reason. But during that time of all those depression and the suicidal stuff, what ended up happening was I changed one thing in my prayer routine, in which I don't know why I did that. And it was because I thought for some reason, even though I had all these friends and family who I know cared about me, and they still do, for some reason I had in my head they didn't. I was looking for someone who would. So I started praying to God, and I said, look, I don't know, I haven't ever seen you answer prayer per se before. I've seen you answer prayers for other people, but I really never took notice, and I'm not seeing you now. So if you're really there, send me someone who I can love and who will love me back. Send me someone like that, and help me out of this, because I knew I was in a bad spot. I knew I was, but when you're in depression, you don't really want to do anything about it, which is also why I didn't talk to anyone, which is again bad. Don't do that, because man, I'm lucky to be here. But yeah, so basically what happened is, after I prayed that for quite some time and had gone through this, I got through my 9th grade year. Yeah, I got through my 9th grade year. But here's what happened. So, summer camp. Some of you guys have been to summer camp. In fact, I think there's a few of you guys that still watch me that used to be my campers. Which, by the way, hi, it's good to see you guys again. I miss y'all. But the point is my mom came to me one day and was like, hey, you want to go to summer camp? And I didn't want to go, because again, depression is a killer of all ideas that are fun. And I was just like, nah, that does not sound like a good time. I am depressed. I don't want to do anything. I want to sit and mope in my room, and I don't want to go and see people. And she's like, okay, well, if you want to go, let me know pretty soon here. So she left it open to me, and I'm very thankful that she did, because I don't quite remember what happened exactly, but this is what I do remember. I remember after she told me that, I remember hearing this still little voice in my head. It was very, very quiet. And it was very gentle. I don't know how to explain it properly, but it was a sweet, gentle whisper kind of in my head. And it was like, you need to go to camp. And I thought that was me, honestly, at first. Just kind of being like, oh yeah, I want to go to camp. And I brushed it off. And so then I kept hearing it. I kept hearing that same little voice throughout the rest of that day, and I think even the next day, because I think it was about 2 days before I actually decided to go. It kept saying, you need to go to camp. You need to go camp. You will find someone there who I need you to talk to. And so I was like, okay, all right, I'll go. Whatever. Maybe this is God. I was like, maybe this is actually me hearing God's voice. And if that is, that's cool, but I'll go, whatever. So I went. And I went to camp, and I had a great time. And while I was there, I met a girl, the first girlfriend I ever had, and she basically what ended up happening was we ended up talking and getting to know each other and stuff. And my mind was like, oh my gosh, God's actually like answered my prayer. I prayed for someone to care about and for someone to care about me, and I have it now. But yeah, no, it was crazy because I had never seen this happen before. He had answered one of my prayers, and I was like, this is amazing. And I heard his voice, and I knew it was him then because he had got me to go there. He was telling me I needed to go so I could meet this girl. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. This is amazing. Like, I can't believe this. So we went throughout the next, school year. We dated for a few months. For a while, it was like what do you call that? Unofficial? That's what we called it. It was one of those things where you flirt a lot and you talk a lot and you're like, hey, I really like you, but let's not date yet, like type of thing. Like date, And that's not a bad thing. I just laugh about it because of the way we treated it. It was very funny to me. It still is. It was a very silly thing to do. And when you're 16, you do weird, silly things like that. But it was long distance. And so it eventually didn't last. And she did move on and decided to break up, which to me was devastating because I was like, well, God, why did you send me to this person who, like, you brought all this joy into my life, and then all of a sudden she's gone? Like, what purpose was that? Like, why? And I didn't realize at the time, but I had started to heal. Like, I had started to heal from my depression. I was having human interaction. I was starting to actually talk to God and read the Bible more, although not as much as I should at the time, but I was starting to. And I was like, well, things are actually going better. And then when she broke up with me, everything went downhill again. I was like, oh no. But the good news is, it didn't all end bad. Because right after that happened, I was like, all right. I started talking to a friend of mine. She had been a friend of mine before that. And we had just kept talking, and she was cheering me up through it all. And during that time, I realized, and nothing ever became of that, because in all seriousness, we both did end up liking each other, but we never ended up dating, and that's fine. But the reason I say that is important is because it was through getting to talk to her that I realized that joy doesn't come from the people or the things. Okay, let me put it this way. Joy doesn't come from the things that God gives, because he does give amazing things. He's blessed me a lot, and it's amazing how many good things I see happen to me when I spend time with him in the morning. Like, it's amazing. But like, I realized at that point that God puts the joy in our hearts, and that he actually wants us to be happy, and that it wasn't the things that he was putting in my life that was causing me joy. It was him. Yeah, he caused those things in my life, the good things, and he brought them to me. But it wasn't those things that were giving me happiness, it was him, if that makes any sense. And so that's when I really started to realize I need to actually spend time with him and talk to him like a person, like a friend. And that started me down to where I am now. And I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I'm not saying that I'm like super connected to God to where I'm like, oh yes, like I am the most holy of man, like I could do no wrong. That is a lie. I have made plenty of mistakes. Like, trust me. And who knows, maybe we'll have to dive into some of those mistakes to answer you guys' questions about things that you might have about the Bible, or about my God, or my religion, or just about life in general. Maybe we'll have to get into that. And if so, that's fine. The thing is that the way I see it is, mistakes isn't what make you, and this is the way the Bible sees it too. The God sees it too, and you can see it in the Bible. I need to find some like actual good Bible verses for that. But God doesn't see he doesn't see a person who makes a mistake and says, well, you screwed up, now you're screwed, now you're done, you're over. He sees someone who made a mistake and he says, you know what, I know you made the mistake, and you need to be sorry about it, obviously, and you want to do better. But that's the thing, is when you fall down, he's there to pick you back up, and he says, look, I sent my son to die for you. I've wiped away those sins. I want you to do better, yes. And I know you've made a mistake now, and that it's not fun for me or you. I'm sorry that you made the mistake, but I want to help you get over this mistake and to beat it. I want to be there and help you to walk even better than you did before. And that's why I follow my God. Not because of the things he does for me, and he does amazing things. Like, I don't deserve the stuff that I've been given, the people that are in my life, especially you guys, for instance. I don't deserve this channel, like, in all seriousness. And I know some of you guys will be like, oh, but you're so nice, or whatever. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what thoughts you guys have about me, and but like, you know, well, the reason I say that though is because I have made mistakes, but the sum of our mistakes is not what makes us. It's what we do after those mistakes. It's what we choose to make our lives after we realize we screwed up. And that's what we see in the Bible and what God tells us too. And I'm really thankful that I have a God that cares about me enough to not only send a son to come and die for me, but to care enough about me that every single time I fall down, and he picks me back up and he says, look, I'm here to help you. I want the best for you, and I'm here to help you accomplish good things for both me and you. And that's why I serve the God I do, you know? That's my testimony, I guess. But yeah, so after all of that story, I don't know if this is something you guys will really enjoy, and I hope it is, because I'd love to share more about my life. I'd love to get to know you guys more, and things that have happened in your life, whether they be good or bad, in the comments and stuff. It doesn't have to be a question down there, but I would love to learn more about you. I would love to be able to talk with you guys more. And I don't plan on... here's how we're gonna do it. If you want me to talk about something, then like to ask a question or something, like on a specific subject. Say for instance you want me to talk about my belief on the state of the dead, like do I think ghosts exist or something. Like ask that question down in the comments, and I would be happy to tell you my standpoint on that. And as I said, it's probably going to come from the Bible most of the time and my religion. So if that makes you uncomfortable, you don't have to watch, and I'm fine with that. Like, trust me, you don't have to watch my videos. I appreciate that you guys want to, and I'm very thankful that you do, but you don't have to. And so if this type of stuff makes you uncomfortable, it's your choice to click on it or not. But if you guys are wanting to learn more about me and my religion, or just me in general and my, you know, thoughts on life and stuff, feel free to ask me questions. Let me know in your comments if you mind me saying who commented it, because I might do that sometimes. Even with the stories, I might do that sometimes. Just let me know if you don't want me to say, you know, your name or something, or even maybe don't want me to put that into a video. Let me know, because I don't want to put anyone on the spot. This is I don't mind putting myself out there. I don't mind putting, you know, my mistakes out there and stuff, because I feel very much like I've been called to share. But I don't want to put you guys out there without you guys' permission. So please, you know, let me know so that I don't use anyone's stories or anything in these videos without your permission to make a point or something, you know, or to explain something. But yeah, either way, I'm excited for this. I'm really excited, and hopefully you guys are too. I don't know. This is the first time I've made anything like this, and I was nervous going into it, but I feel pretty good. I'm pretty excited, and I hope you guys are too. I hope that you enjoy this, and hopefully I can get to know you guys better, and you can get to know me better too, and maybe also you guys will get to know my God better too. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's up to you guys, but I'm hoping, you know. But yeah, either way, thanks so much for watching, guys. You guys are amazing, and I'm really glad you're here with me. This is exciting. This whole channel, everything, life is exciting in general. I'm sorry. I'm just really, today's been a really good day, not gonna lie. Like, it really has. And making these videos just kind of makes it better. So thanks, guys. Either way, I'll see y'all next time. This is your captain signing out. Have an amazing day, my awesome and wonderful crew.